Hey Salceologists, welcome back to my channel. We have a new setup. Look at it. Look how beautiful my background is. We've officially relocated to Melbourne and it's been 2 weeks since I made my last video. A lot has happened in 2 weeks, let me tell you. Maybe later in the week when it's a bit more quiet, I'll do a little breakdown on what's been happening. I'm back at my family's house and my neighbors are just sort of like, I don't know, making a noise in the back while I'm filming. I'm filming outside because my family's garden is really beautiful. My mum takes care of the garden and there's like flowers everywhere because it's spring. The weather is so nice today, which I love. Yeah, I'm filming outside because inside of the house it's a bit chaotic and I don't really have space to film or anything. I don't even have a space for the business yet, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. But for now, let's focus on the present. We are all dressed up, ready to go today because today is my birthday, 24th of September. I turn 33 years old today. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. We've got a really fun day today. I'm going to run a couple of errands in the morning while I wait for my brother to wake up today because he slept in a little bit. He was working late last night. Then come back and pick him up and we're going to go to the National Gallery of Victoria, I think it's called, because they have a Pharaoh museum Pharaoh exhibit that is happening on at the moment. And I thought, what a great day to just go out and do that. I have a day off today because I worked on Saturday and I lined up my day off on my birthday. So we will go to the gallery, maybe grab a coffee somewhere nice, and then we'll come back home and chill for a bit. And then tonight for dinner, my family and I are going out to my favorite Japanese fusion place called Nobu, which is in Crown. So we booked a table at Nobu and we're gonna have a nice birthday dinner there, very intimate and just with family. So I'll take you guys to that. So let's go.
Hello, Mr. Man, Mr. in my
Now, my OG subscribers know that I've been to a fair few Egyptian museums and exhibits in my day, but I loved the artifacts that were curated for this collection, especially the jewelry pieces. Egyptian pharaohs were royalty, and they used to deck themselves in solid gold and the best gems you can imagine, and have custom jewelry pieces made for them as a symbolism of their wealth and their power. Now, the pharaohs didn't just wear the jewelry pieces while they were alive. They were also buried with them to carry their wealth and to protect them in the afterlife. In the exhibit, I was amazed at the craftsmanship behind some of these custom jewelry pieces. The modern day mass production of jewelry is created with machines now and 3D printing of molds and things, but the custom pieces that were created for the pharaohs were created by hand. This blows my mind, because to be able to carve a mold with that level of intricacy and detail, to be able to cast a jewelry piece, as in melt down gold or whatever metals they were using, set gems and stones into the pieces and then polish it. It's art. It's talent. Absolute talent. Finally, we get a chance to have a chat together and update each other on what has been happening the last couple of weeks. This week, every other week, a lot has been happening. So today, because it's my day off, it's the Friday before grand final day, we just have a chance to just sit here and do nothing really. And I thought, I said to myself, we have to make the filming content a priority today, otherwise it's never going to happen. So that's what we're doing. So just an update, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks now since I've been back in Melbourne, and I am living with family at the moment, just spending the last couple of weeks recuperating in every aspect of the word. As soon as we got back, actually, all I did for the first 5 days was just sleep, wake up, shower, eat, go back to sleep. I didn't realize how tired my body was. It just shut down when we got here. Yeah, physically, I've had to recuperate, I guess, just from the travel. Being in Canberra for nearly 3 years, all I did there was just grind, work. And if I'm not working, I'm running the business. If I'm not running the business, I'm traveling, interstate, overseas. It takes a toll on your body, actually. Yeah, when we got here, my body was just like, oh, thank God. Thank God we can rest now. And then as soon as we recovered, we went straight back to work. I get a lot of questions about work and how that's sort of panning out now that I've moved back. So let me explain. If you're new to my videos, I work in public health policy at the federal level. And with my line of work, we have very flexible working arrangements. When I first took on the job, one of the requirements was to move to Canberra. It was honestly one of the best things I've ever done. As much as I love the Canberra lifestyle, the office, the people, I couldn't do it anymore just because I was living alone and I needed social support and I wanted to come back home and lots of other things, you know? So I requested approval to get temporarily outposted to the Melbourne office. So what that means is you basically request approval to do exactly what you're doing now. So my role, my job, the remit of my work, my team, none of that day-to-day stuff changes at all. The only thing that changes is where I'm located. So I do the same work, I work with the same team. The only difference is instead of coming into the Canberra office every day, I'm dialing from the Melbourne office. So I decided to make that decision and move back in support of my amazing bosses, because they know all the personal reasons why I had to move. And so we're just going to try this out temporarily for 12 months. The outposting is for 12 months. At any point in my outposting, if I want to go back to the Canberra office and move back there, it's encouraged. But if after 12 months, I decide, Melbourne is working out for me, I still want to stay here, things are just panning out in a way where I have to stay here now permanently, then that's another process that I have to go through to be a permanent outposting position. So there is a lot of things that is sort of up in the air right now. With my job, I work a couple of days in the office in Melbourne, and then I work from home all the other days. And again, these are very flexible. So basically the position that I own as an officer belongs to the Canberra office. I'm just temporarily outposted for 12 months or less if I decide to move back. And then depending on what happens, we make a decision from there. Do we stay in Melbourne permanently? Do we go back to Canberra? Do we do something else? I don't know. There's just so much to think about, I guess. Because my Canberra life is very different to my Melbourne life. And when we start vlogging, you'll start to see that more, how contrasting my two worlds are. But there's just a lot of things that I've had to consider now that I am back. One of the things that has changed is my level of responsibility in the family. I bang on about this all the time. I'm the eldest daughter of a Filipino immigrant family, and part of my role in the family is to be the breadwinner. So I have offered to take over the provider family responsibilities again for my family to support them. Now that I'm earning a decent income and we have job security, which is a yay for us, I am now able to support my family. And that's one of the main prerogatives of me taking on my role in Canberra. So I will talk to you guys a little bit more about this part of my life in other videos. It does get very deep. It's a very emotional topic for me. I'm not sure if I'm ready to share this vulnerable side to me. I will, because I think it's important to share it, but I'm just not ready to share it yet. One of the things that I'm just thinking about is, how we are going to juggle the finances of our everyday living expenses on top of the finances of the business, which actually can be managed. I earn enough now to be able to manage both. It's just a matter of, sorting out the finances for that. So a couple of things on my mind that I've been thinking about while I'm being a hermit is what exactly I'm going to prioritize in this next chapter of my life. What is it that I want from this next chapter? Throughout my 20s, early 30s, I've always made the excuse not to prioritize other things in my life because my career needed that focus. And I guess it served me really well. We accomplished a lot of things in those years. But now that I don't have to give my career the same amount of time, energy, and I guess dedication as what I used to, because it's at a level now where it can sort of just, it's stable. It can just do its own thing if I leave it alone for a bit. Now that means that I have to focus on the other things that I've been neglecting in my life. So one of the things that I know that I need to prioritize after moving here is the business. The business has always been second best to my career because my career was the one that needed the focus at the time, because I needed to generate the income to support the business. Now that we've moved back, we have support, financially we're okay. The business is now the one that needs the priority. So I am aiming to put the same amount of energy and effort as I did in my career into the business for the next 6 months. We're gonna go all out. We're gonna give it everything we can in every way possible to grow it in the next 6 months and see where it's gonna take us. It was really difficult to grow the business on my own in Canberra for a lot of different reasons. Canberra was just not the place for Salceology. And so when I realized this, I was like, okay, well, we need to change this. And moving back to Melbourne was one of my ways of, I guess, speaking to the universe and saying, look, I'm prioritizing the business now. I pray that this grows. I pray that we become successful. This is one of the most important decisions I had to make as a business owner. We have all Salceology inventory moved to Melbourne as well. Again, one of the great things about owning a small business that's on a virtual online platform, we call it an e-commerce platform, is that I can take the business anywhere. Because I run the business on the laptop, on a website, I just have to bring all my inventory, all my packaging, all of those things. We shoved that in the car. They actually took the most room in the car, to be honest, all my business packaging. And I just brought it over here to my family's house. So my room is going to be set up as a business space. It's just really messy and annoying me right now because nothing about this space is conducive to creativity right now. So we're going to spend the next couple of weeks just, looking for furniture items and office supplies again, and I guess rebuild our business office from scratch. As much as I wanted to bring a lot of my office equipment from Canberra, they weren't going to fit in the car. So it was just a lot easier for me to sell it all and then buy it back again. At least this time I probably won't be buying new things. It will probably be more secondhand things because my situation in my family's home is very temporary. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. So we just sort of are kind of taking it one day at a time. So what I'm hoping in the next 6 months is to meet, people in the social media spaces, the influencer spaces who have platforms. I want our business to grow and our name to go out there a bit more. But yeah, that definitely requires me to be more authentic, more vulnerable, and to put myself out there a bit more. Especially because Salceology is a business to empower STEM women or empower women to reach their potential. There is no way I can do that as a brand and achieve these goals that we want to achieve if I'm not being authentic to you guys on these platforms and really showing you guys who I am and what we're all about, because the brand is an extension of who I am as a person. So I think that's an important step that we have to take. So taking these sorts of actions for the business, I'm hoping will build momentum to bring us a bit of luck, to align us with the right people, the right opportunities to grow her. So these will require me to go out of my comfort zone in a business sector that I've never, I guess, really understood or I'm very new to meet people, network with them, collaborate with them. So do collaborations with influencers, with other businesses, get ourselves out there more, get the name of Salceology out there more, make content, all of these things. And I think Melbourne is the right place for that, because Melbourne has this really strong culture of community, art and fashion, which is what the business needs. I also want to prioritize my creative passions a little bit more. This doesn't really get spoken about enough, I think. I've been in the STEM industry for a long time, and depending on which area of STEM you specialize in, the industry itself really cultivates really critical thinking, sort of logical skills, and sometimes it really just drums the creativity out of you. And I'm a very creative person, and only recently when I started the business did I manage to cultivate that creativity again, and I forgot how much I really like it. So exploring my passions a bit more is definitely something that I want to do. Overall, for this chapter, I have made a decision to prioritize other things in my life, including the business, including, enriching my relationships with friends and family, maybe even settling down, finding a partner, wherever life takes me. We are ready for it. And if it all doesn't work out in 6 months and nothing good is happening here in Melbourne, there's always overseas flights that I can take so that we can just run away from our problems and move overseas. There's always that option, right? So of course, thank you so much for watching my video as always. And thank you for following along and coming along the journey of this next chapter. I hope it brings us a lot of abundance and a lot of luck and a lot of good things. I will see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Leave a comment below. I always like to talk to you, or give the video a like if you liked the content today. See you in the next one. Bye.